can't tell you.
He's a tech-savvy guy, gonna show you the way. You better load your bags, cause crypto's here to stay. Listen up, gonna teach you about this and that. But he's just a goofy guy in a straw hat. So join in and have a laugh. It's gonna be a good time, that's a fact. Information and crypto parodies. Sit back and enjoy the show. You just never know which way you'll go. So get ready for Digitspin Crypto.
Hey, it's Dino, Digitspin Crypto. It's late night. 3 in the morning here. And we're gonna go live because of the massive news for Electronium. Now, I want to make sure everybody can hear me. I don't have my earpiece. I forgot to charge it last time. So I got the thing charging, so I have no audio feedback. 1, 2. Yeah, well, the thing says that my mic is working, so you guys can tell me. Now, let's start off with the basics. I'm just a goofy guy in a straw hat. Nothing that I'm going to provide to you tonight is financial advice. Or is it this morning? I don't know. My eyeballs hurt. But I had to go live so we could talk about the massive Electronium news that's been released for tomorrow. Alright, let's see here. Hey, got a lot of good stuff, a lot of good folks out on the chat. You see Relax out there, Crypto Wave, Coinsmith, VR Boom, Candy Girl, Numpty Nuts, the ETN Prophet, Andy Pinagar. You got Hugit. Hugit says that he's Andre. So congratulations. We got a lot of great people out there, some important folks. Let's see. Candy Girl goes, hey Dino, where's my 1,000 ETN? Your prediction on the fork. Yeah. They went a totally different direction, but similar in concepts, but definitely totally wrong where I was with the instant stuff. Well, at least that's out there. Maybe they'll add that next time. Alright. So let's take a look. Let's push me off to the side here. Let's bring up the chat. Let's see what we got going on. Duncan's telling me, he goes, yeah, it's great news. And where are you? Let me get all my goodies here. Now keep in mind, I wasn't prepared to go live here, so I'm kind of doing this off the cuff. So let's work this out as we go. Let's make sure everything is working. All right, it is working. So Duncan saying, oh, Colin saying, very positive update. Indeed, exciting here in South Africa. So he's pretty excited about the news. All right, so let's go through this. I'm gonna take some of your questions afterwards. I'll do my very best to answer them and give you some feedback. And you guys can do with that whatever you want. I'll try to answer as much. Obviously, we'll learn more as we go along. But I think it's pretty detailed what's going to be out and what's going to be happening. So obviously there's a video out there where Richard gets involved and explains all the good stuff. Make sure you see that. It's on YouTube. I'm sure if you're up at this time at night, you've already seen it, but that'll be for other folks that wake up in the morning, especially here in the US. All right. Now, super exciting, Richard says. I want to go through this and explain. And I'll try to keep an eye on the chat, so if you guys have questions, I can try to answer them for you. Obviously, he's super excited. They did the successful fork and the improved blockchain model. Now, Electronium's calling it proof of responsibility. It's, I guess theoretically, it's still a proof of work, but at a significant level, probably at a CPU usage level, because they're going to be, it's no longer a permissionless system. It is a permission system. It is basically Ripple. Okay, so let's start off with that as far as how it works. All right, same basic concept. It's a permission system, though Ripple does allow permissionless nodes to be involved. And I thought I read something in there that you can still have a node for your offline wallet. So obviously nodes will still be out there. But I'll get some more information as we go along. But they're going to call it proof of responsibility. And what they're trying to achieve is faster validation. They're trying to achieve less electrical use, and hopefully a far more robust security environment. The way it was going with the ASICs, there was way too many times when a particular pool would be able to secure more than 51% of the network. And as you're going along and you're putting your company out there, you know, nothing would be worse than a double spend. So this will solve those problems. All right. So the blockchain, let's go through this here. Become one of the few cryptocurrencies insusceptible to 51% attack. So being that it's going to be a permissioned environment, they know that the players involved will show good faith, or at least they would expect them to. And the network itself, if somebody decided, I'm going to go switch back and forth. If somebody decided to be a bad actor, there are systems in place using a passed key environment to make sure that the bad actor is stopped and things are not gotten out of control. So it basically, takes the 51% attack. So I have to give Electronium a gold star there. That definitely will create a far more secure and robust environment as far as stability of the actual blockchain. All right, let's take a look back here. Reduce our block reward by 75%. So a lot of us have been out there talking about, hey, the market keeps getting flooded with 5.8 million coins as of yesterday, I guess, each and every day, and those coins are helping to produce a downward pressure, because the majority, 80% of all the pools that were out there were selling. 80%, in my best estimate, 80% of the coins were being immediately vaporized and turned into Bitcoin and sold on the open market. Now, people like myself that have been holding on to them, I was holding. But the fact of the matter is, they're going to reduce. So if you take those 5.8 million, divide it by 25, you go to, if it's going to be reduced 75%, you're going to be left with 25%. So out of 5 is 2.5. It's 1.2 million coins a day. as of right now, and then it'll continue on its path down as we go along. All right, let's see here. Now, that's gonna solve the supply part and make the coins a little more rare as we go along. So that helps in one area as far as bringing the value of these coins up in the long run. The second part is obviously what's this thing? 1 second. The second part is obviously getting a demand. You know, it's good to have supply, but you also need to have some demand. All right, let's see. Get my dashboard now. Appreciate it. I got like 37, 40 people out there. Appreciate you guys visiting me 3 in the morning. So it's good stuff. Now, keep in mind, again, remember, I'm still a little sleepy. I'm waking up. I got the dust out of my thing. I pulled the crud out of my eyes so we can do this video. So bear with me if I'm not up the top of my game, okay? All right, so let's go back to the exciting stuff. Increased scalability, confidence, and commercial viability. So what this is going to do, by being a permissioned system, meaning nobody can go on and start, quote, mining coins or validating transactions, which is basically the purpose of it, so transaction validation. They can now add more of these permissioned validators, and that will help obviously scale if there's a lot more traffic that happens as they go along, and of course get some of these environments included. Now, as we go along, you're going to find out who are these people that are going to be approved. It's, you know, it's like the Facebook Libra. They have these 100 businesses that are gonna, you know, can you pass the gray coupon? You know, and they're gonna handle that, and it's gonna be the banks, the Visa card, and all that other stuff was their concept. Electronium is saying, banks can go that way. We want to bring Electronium closer to the people, but we still need some professional organizations. Let's give it to the NGOs of the world, and we're gonna bring that up here. Top 100 NGOs. We're gonna talk about some of that also. Let's see here, Global Journal. Let's try them here. All right. So as we go along, we'll discuss that. So they're gonna reach out to these NGOs and say, hey, why don't you become a validator? We're going to give you permission. We'll let you set up this piece of software. You run it on your PC. Takes up little to no electricity. It physically is doing proof of work, but because you don't need to compete, you can have, you know, a CPU mine these things and basically handle it with hardly any electricity, and they can easily handle the environment. The fact of the matter is that 99.9% of all the hashing power is really thrown out the window, and that's the reason why you used to be able to mine Bitcoin with a CPU. It's just that there's so many machines out there, you have to slow them down, so you give them busy work and they're just spinning their wheels. You take that all away, you can do it with a CPU. You know, probably 500 CPUs could probably run all of the Bitcoin network if they were permissioned. Now, the difference between permissioned and permissionless, let me this for those of you that don't understand that difference. Again, a permissioned network means that you have to apply to me, Electronium, I approve you, and then I give you the right to access and to become a validator node. Alright, so your node will validate all of the transactions. So if I send some funds from point A to point B, it has to be validated. It would go to a pool, and then it would then go to all these ASICs. They would do the mathematics and then give the validation, and then they would fight amongst each other who got the job. So now they don't have to fight anymore. You can now have these permissioned validator nodes that will then process the validations. Now, a permissionless environment is like Bitcoin. Anybody has the right to join the Bitcoin network, throw on an ASIC, and get into the rumble and start fighting with all the other ASICs to get the win. And I got the win! I got the win! And get paid for their work. Okay? So that's basically how it works. You have permissioned and permissionless. Permissionless, anybody can join and do whatever they want and run against it. Permissioned, you have to have access. You have to be giving access. Now, let's go back here. Some of the other good things. Speed up on-chain transactions. So I'm going to read through this here first, and then I'll hit some of your questions, okay? And then we'll continue on. Speed up on-chain transactions. So, now that you have approximately 25 validated nodes are going to go online, from what I understood. Maybe it was more, maybe it was less. That's really all you need to run the environment. It'll run just as smooth and clean as it did before, as long as they're all up and running. And and actually, this will help the throughput. You don't have as much gobbledygook going across the network, and on-chain transactions should be. This is, part of the validation will obviously speed up. So it also applies some additional performance. Now, the last part here is involve the relevant and influential. This is an important part. Relevant and influential non-government organizations in the Electronium project. So let's talk about this part. Involve relevant. I would tend to think that they'll start off with NGOs for each country as they bring them out to be part of the rollout plan, or to invite them in. So if we're in South Africa, we'll have an NGO. Maybe it's the Red Cross, and then the NGO, non-governmental organization, things. And let's take a look here. And you have all sorts of stuff. You have Doctors Without Borders, Red Cross. Let's see. There's the Danish Refugee Council, CARE, IRC. There's a lot of NGOs that are out there, and I'm sure there are additional ones in each of the countries that may be unique to those countries. So they would be made available to apply. You got Habitat for Humanity and all that good stuff. Let's see here. Now, having some influential NGOs is going to be an important part, because if you take a look at some of these things, CARE International, PATH, Oxfam, Mercy Corps, the Human Rights Watch, some of these I'm familiar with, Plan International, Creative Commons. Let's see here. There's just lists and lists of these things. There's some colleges, some are the Center for Digital Inclusion. So there's a lot of them out there. Geneva Call. So you're going to see these NGOs pop up, that would probably, so in South Africa they've rolled out. They're going to roll out to, South America. They're going to roll out to Southeast Asia. And NGOs will be part of the environment. Now, obviously, if you don't get any NGOs and you don't have enough validator nodes, they would have to do something else. I would go on the assumption that they've had a very good level of feedback from the NGOs to want to participate. What I can tell you point blank, the NGOs that get involved with this, and once they start announcing it, they, like Richard, I think, was saying that they may be a little quiet at first. Some, I'm sure, are going to announce it. They may be a little more tech savvy and comfortable. But you'll probably see, as they go along, they'll start to announce that they work with Electronium and everything. They'll make a pretty big deal of it, and they get a lot of press. So the word Electronium, I have a feeling you're going to see in a lot of places. I have a feeling you're gonna see that in the period ahead, over the next 6 months. You're not gonna open the newspaper tomorrow and see it, but you're gonna, over the next 6 months, you're gonna see a lot of stuff, because they have the ability to get this out in press releases. And I foresee a day, Red Cross, there's this, that, and the other thing, and this event happened, donate Electronium to the Red Cross Fund, and it'll go to this event. They can track where the money goes. There's just so many things as far as an NGO where they can have some accountability and show what's happening, that they will like it bigly. And I would expect to see over the next few years it being made a pretty big deal. Yeah, I bought some Electronium before the show. All right. Yeah, somebody put on here the United Nations Economic Social Council. The PR that will happen once it's established will just be immense. NGOs have the ability to garner the press. All right. What does this mean for people like me that are running the super secret ASIC in my office? Yeah, it means I've gotta move it to another coin. I gotta pull the ASICs off. You will no longer be able to run ASICs on the Electronium network. So that is a thing of the past. There will be a proof of work basically on the permissioned validator nodes, and no longer done with miners. Okay, I mean, technically they're mining and all that, but the ASICs are basically no good. So we have to, I'll have to find another coin to apply them. I do not know if any of the, and this is the reality of the situation, I do not know if any of the pools will continue to mine the old Electronium. I do not know if any of them will plan to make a contentious fork and call it whatever, old Electronium, or whatever they decide to call it, probably some other name, and continue to allow, there probably will be an attempt to do as such, as a contentious, to keep running it on the old setup and to keep running. I don't know. I mean, the value of the coin where it's at now, I don't know if it would have any value if they made a contentious fork. And it would have nothing to do with Electronium, because there's nobody that could create a fork and compete with what Electronium's doing because of the amount of internal code that correlates with the Electronium environment. So if somebody was to do that, it would not actually compete with Electronium. Electronium has been modified and upgraded to a point where there would be significant levels of work that would have to be done to try to replicate anything near or close to what they're doing, and some of it's patent protected, so it would have to be done differently. So Electronium has a feather in their cap, and I'm not worried in any fashion regarding a contentious fork, meaning somebody breaking off the environment and say, well, we're going to call it Electronium 2. And if they did that, they couldn't provide what Electronium does, even if they forked it, and it would never have a value of where Electronium is going to go. So, but it is a possibility. So that may happen. Obviously, all these people that have ASICs are going to want to do something with them. So we may see that happen, or the ASICs will end up on other coins, and we'll see what happens there. Some of the other coins are in the same position. Obviously, alts are taking a beating as it is against Bitcoin. Bitcoin is sucking all the capital out of everybody's pockets, and until it hits a certain point, there won't be too much investment into alts, except for a few coins, and Electronium may be part of those few coins. So we're going to see less coins hit the market, 75% less, and we're going to see NGOs now actually mining the coins. They call it proof of responsibility, but the fact of the matter is that they will be a permissioned mining system at these NGOs, and they will earn those coins. Now, obviously, they'll collect them or they'll cash them out to earn some money. So you'll still have. There's a couple of ways that could go. They're either going to cash them out and have dollars that they can do stuff with dollars. I think initially there won't be too many that will cash out, because they're going to want to see the value go up. So they're going to probably hold. So the value of Electronium, in my personal opinion, is going to start to go up, because there won't be a flood of new coins. And I think that the project will be sought after. Now, obviously, there's other things that had to be in this patch or in this upgrade besides what's here, but I would tend to think once you start rolling out into these other countries, you have 20 countries. Listen, we got 3 million people now. Since we went into South Africa, we've gotten at least 700,000, 500,000 people since that was kind of announced, somewhere in that area. So, you could be looking at upwards of 10 million, rolling out to 20 other countries, 10 million. You're going to be new users. I think that's realistic if you were to extrapolate it out. I think that you'll have the phone companies will be able to top, the people will be able to top out. You see the scale of people signing up. I think that's going to continue. And clearly there'll be a demand for the Electronium to be moved around and to be used. So I think that we're going to see not only the demand of the mobile phone industry, but you're going to have NGOs promoting, talking about, discussing, offering. You know, they can send electronium instantly to an area. Once people start using it to be able to do things, like Richard was saying, hey, we need to distribute this clean water to locations. You know, if you be here, you can get paid in electronium to help with that, and so maybe somebody will do that and earn that, and then they can pay their phone bill with it, or they'll cash it out and they'll use the cash to go buy the water or what have you. But this is, you know, but if an NGO, you look at a year from now, 2 years from now, and an NGO says, hey, I need this here, we pay in electronium or cash type of thing. You know, would you accept our electronium? You're gonna have people that interact with these NGOs willing to start accepting that. So I think there's a good opportunity there. I want to read through some of all this. So a couple of I'm going to get to your questions. A couple of these things here also. So if you run a full node, so if you're running a CLI wallet, you got your PC set up, you downloaded the blockchain, you're running a full node so you can run a CLI wallet. You'll need to download the newest software on the GitHub. There's a link right here. Over here. Over here. Very good coordinated. Everything's in reverse. All right. Right here, you'll see the GitHub release, and you can download that so that you can continue to keep your funds or your electronium offline on a CLI wallet. Obviously, if you're running a mobile phone, you don't have to worry about anything. You just pick up your trusty electronium phone. Yeah, keep on mining. Everything will be good. So that, like the mobile mining, is the only way that you will be able to earn electronium. So those 100 coins will be that much more important than ever. So this is the only way that you can earn free electronium now, or earn electronium by mining, is through your mobile miner. So I would assume a lot of people are going to be using this. Okay, all right. So here they get into a lot of this other good stuff. They're talking about the NGO is going to get the block reward. We talked about that. Huge increase in security. We talked about that, which I really do like. I love that. That's really important to be able to have a bulletproof environment going forward, especially if you're putting a actual company on it. So basically, Electronium is gonna compete bigly. It's pretty bigly. It's actually very clever. It's actually very clever. I have to admit. All right. Obviously, we talked about the power consumption being a lot less. All right, because you can just basically run it on a piece of software on your CPU. And you know, NGOs and Electronium educates the NGOs, and you know, NGOs are big influencers. Don't kid yourself. They are big influencers, and you know, if they start saying, "Hey, we accept cryptocurrency," if they're running a validator node, you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say, "Excuse me, we accept Electronium." Think about that. All right. We talked about the 75% block reduction. So that's going to allow by doing that, that's going to allow them to be able to have these coins mined going out into the future dramatically longer, because most of them continue. Like Monero, the original Monero code, it pumped out the coins and then it leveled off, and it what's called a tail emission. It just gave out a little sampling, a little tasting in perpetuity. Electronium stops. So the less they give out, the longer the stop will be pushed out into the future. So that's a good start. All right. You got the moderated. Basically in here they're getting into how the blockchain will work and how it's going to be moderated by all of the other permission validation nodes, and basically the 2 layers that are included for the security. Obviously the environment itself, and then Electronium will be able to control and be able to take a look at it. All right. People already trust Electronium as a brand. You know, everything is KYC already. Obviously you have the video. All right, let's go to your questions. I hope I gave you some details that you didn't know before. And we're going to take a look at the questions and see if I can answer anything else that's going on. All right, let's see what we got here. I'm going to start just a page back and take a look. All right. Let's see what we got here. For instance, okay, so this is good. So we have a lot of feedback here. This is from Andre. So Andre Huguet, that's on the screen. He's basically one of the developers for Electronium. All right, so he's been answering. So you're going to want to read through the chat. I'm sure he's been answering a lot of questions and explaining some of the technical stuff already. So it looks like I won't have to answer a whole lot of questions if Andre's been on there. All right. So you're going to definitely want to watch and read through that so you can see some of his answers. Let's see what else we got here. So Brent is out there. He's saying, hey, Dino, I suppose you will direct your ASICs to mine other coins now and to buy more Electronium. Yeah, I'll have to redirect the ASICs. I'm going to shut them down. I've already pulled the cord on them. I'm going to take a look and see what else they can be applied to. There are probably 5 other coins. You can go out to Crypt Unit, and which talks about crypto note coins, and you can see what's out here for those that have ASICs. If you have an ASIC, I'm sure you're aware of all this good stuff and you know what's going on, and you know, have all the details already and are smart as can be to take care of this. But there are a few coins that, you know, you can put it on, and there's some earnings. You know, you got crypto note, you can put it on Darrow, Querity coin. Let's see, you got Xeonbit, Bytecoin. You know, there's a few there that you could toss it on. Bytecoin's earning 23 cents at the moment a day. I wish I could put it on Loki, but they're actually doing some other stuff. Actually, Loki's going to Binance Chain. They just announced that today. They got approved to do that. So, you know, you have a few coins you could put it on. Darrow seems like it's a good possibility. I'll probably throw it on there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet with the ASICs. I'll have to take a look and see what value they may bring. And we'll see what else should arise that they could be applied to. But yeah, the only way you're going to get Electronium now is if you purchase it. You can't mine it unless it's on your phone. You have to mine it using your trusty Electronium phone or Electronium app. And So you can either mine it here, or you have to purchase it, which increases the increases the demand, which is really what it's all about, is increasing demand. I'm feeling over the next few days, you're gonna probably see a lot of news reports regarding this, and hopefully Electronium put out some press releases to some of these crypto reporting locations. So let's see what they do with that. If you have guys, I see a lot of new people have joined on the stream, and I'm sorry if you missed the beginning. You have to start and read and hear about all the stuff in the beginning to get all the details. But let's take a look. If you guys have any questions, put them on here. I'm going to try to go through all this and see what I can answer for you. So Andre wants to know if there's any questions from my side. Really answering the questions for the community in the chat, Andre, is fantastic. I appreciate you doing that. This way they can get it from the horse's mouth, and not some guy like me, somebody that's actually smart, knows what they're talking about, and isn't goofy sitting there wearing a straw hat. So I appreciate you doing that there, Andre. It's really super. I really want to thank you and give you a congratulations for helping out on the chat and answer those questions. A real bonus, a real big bonus to have you live on the chat to answer those questions regarding the technicals of the environment. All right, so Pushplay was asking, hey Dino, I see some of the coins were lost on Cryptopia. That also lost some supply. Yeah, I think there was a significant amount of coins, not a majority, but I think there was a good percentage of coins that were on Cryptopia that are locked up. Apparently, we may be able to get some of those back. It looks like some of them will come back, especially those that were there before the hack. I think it was they were going to allow those coins to go back, but you're still looking, I would say, at least a minimum of 9 months, maybe a year before we'll see them, whatever percentage of them. So yeah, that pushed out some coins, definitely. So really good stuff. All right, let's see what else we got out here. Stephanie goes, I think that whatever was on Cryptopia will be kept by someone, and maybe not the rightful owners. You know, it's done through a proper legal process with a proper auditor. I'm assuming that, you know, you have to go by the court orders. So I don't believe that getting them back or to the proper owners is the problem. I think that are there any there? Was there any, you know, value there? Did this guy sell the coins and then take the cash and, you know, and run off with it? Is more question, or spent it or traded it. Look what happened to Quadranga. You know, he would say there's 100 Bitcoins on his machine, and when people bought them, he would take the cash. So now he had cash, and go buy real Bitcoins, and then he traded them to try to make, you know, to make money. I got all these coins. If I could double my money, I could put them back, and now I have $100 million, and the original 100 million's there. But unfortunately, he lost them. So now he has fake Bitcoins that he sold, and no money to back those fake Bitcoins up, and Quadranga took a beating, and that's the reason why the guy disappeared. Faked his own death. whatever happened to the guy. Because, you know, there'd be a mob of people that wanted to burn him at the stake, you know. All right. So Steve's saying that the Cryptopia may have attracted a potential buyer, so that's pretty good stuff too. That's important. And we'll go forward from there. Andre, if there's anything you want to add to the show, or anything else that you want to be able to tell us, or that you're allowed to tell us, that would be awesome. I'm sure there'll be a lot more questions. Like I said, this was really just a middle of the night alert, and I just wanted to try to get information out real quick to everybody to the best of my knowledge. Andre goes, I should change my name to something more readable. Yeah, what's that there, Huget? I'm just calling you Huget. And every time I say it, I'm thinking of a chocolate bar. I got caramel, peanuts, and chewing Huget in there. Okay, Candy Girl goes, all exchange did a fork, but not Cryptopia. I think ETN is lost forever on that exchange. The coins are there, and then they can... I don't have an answer for that. Maybe Andre can answer that. I'm not sure how they would get them back onto the network. They're in the wallet. They should be in a cold wallet, so therefore they should be on the blockchain. All right, and they're accessible, and as long as they have the keys, they'll be able to get the coins off. All right, it's as simple as that. So they're not lost forever. All right, let me go backwards in time. Let's see what else we got here. Oh my gosh. So. We got Dingus, and he was talking to Andre. He says, are there plans still for virtualized on network zero fees, instant transaction system, no blockchain processing? Was that even needed after the update? So, I wouldn't. That's a good question. What did he say? Because I would tend to think there would still be transaction fees. You've got to have that in place. For the business model for Electronium, and I would tend to think, obviously, you need transactions fees to be able to carry the environment forward after the coins are all distributed at some point. Oh, so you got to like he's playing video game. Andre's saying basically his Huget is for his Twitch channel. All right. And let's see what else we got here. It's pretty exciting. I'm thinking that I'm even more positive now that my investment in Electronium will have significant benefit for me. I'm even more positive now than ever that the value of Electronium will continue to rise, and that I'll see a benefit. Am I disappointed that I can't mine Electronium? Yeah, I guess I am. I have to go to a multiple miner. I enjoyed it, and of course, yeah, I just recently bought some ASICs. So yeah, it's a disappointment. But having said that, the fact is, I think if they got to 10 cents, the coins that they mined over that period of time will have way more than covered the ASICs. So I'm not worried about the dollar investment. I'll get my money back. I've been holding all the coins and I didn't sell them. So I'm not worried about price-wise. It was just kind of fun to mine them, but that's right. Now I can pull those power cords and I can put some more GPUs in place to get some more Bitcoin. Let's see here. Andre goes, sorry, Dino. Sorry about your ASICs. Yeah, it's okay. It was funny because the crypto man. I just bought it. He had bought one and he couldn't turn it on because his wife said it's too noisy. So I said, yeah, I'll give you $400 for it. So I bought it from him. I think it was last week. And I sent him some ETH for it. So it turned out good for Crypto Man. He did a great job. Got rid of it before it became worthless. But saved him on that. Boy. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. I'm going to go back in time a little bit. Oh, I'm going to have to leave it at that. All right, I don't see too many other questions for me. Let's see. Oh, here's one. Dungus here. It says Dungris. All right, Digitspin Crypto, referring to something Richard talked about in the second round of the All About Tech interviews. The zero fees was his words because they wanted to entice adoption. And zero fees was the concept behind that is that Electronium is a business, and eventually their goal is to be able to have instant payment and all that other good stuff through their app. And so right now they're charging zero fees to use instant payment and transactions through their environment. As Electronium matures and it becomes a brand name and people are using it to bleep, bleep, pay for this and bleep, bleep, pay for that, and they start adding maybe Bitcoin and other coins to be able to do instant transaction because their patent covers that. They're going to want to be able to earn some money because they're a business. They want to be a fintech company. They like Visa, MasterCard charges. I sell stuff Visa, MasterCard, and when a customer buys something online, I'm paying 2.9%. So if they buy 10 grand from me, I'm going to be paying that 2.9% to Visa, MasterCard, and I get what's left over. I'll lose that $60 or whatever it is, $200, $230, $290, whatever it is. I'll lose that off the sale. And so Electronium wants to be able to say, hey, well, if you're paying it for Electronium, maybe we charge you 0.5% or something, or 0.25%, and this way they can get a little skim off the top and they can pay their operating expenses. And that's the concept behind it, is eventually they're going to start to charge somebody. I don't know if it's going to be the guy buying or the guy selling, but somebody's going to have to pay a transaction fee. And I would imagine if you use Electronium, I would tend to think if you use Electronium, the fee would probably be a lot less than if you were going to use Bitcoin, where they can charge you more because they wanted you to use the Electronium brand coin. So I would give a discount or make the fee significantly cheaper to use Electronium than it would be to use ETH or what have you. So for right now, they're not charging anybody anything to do anything because they want to get this running and adopted and everything's going along. But, eventually, a few years from now, and everybody's talking about Electronium, and Red Cross says, yes, send us your Electronium so we can send it to the earthquake victims in California. You'll be able to do that, going forward. And you're going to see a lot more use of Electronium. All right, I hope I answered that question. All right. Push Play is saying, hey Dino, I've been reading Electronium articles on Tron Weekly. Read that Electronium, that Richard Ells has met with somebody significant from Binance, with the ETN being a regulated project. I would tend to think. I know Binance was at the last conference, and I know that Richard ran out there to talk to a few people, did some interviews. Listen, Binance has got to come to the United States. They're going to release a Binance USA. They cannot continue to offer the product line that they do on their regular Binance. They're going to get sued by the Attorney General of New York State and probably Texas. because you got margin trading and you got coins on there that are clearly securities. Even the Binance coin wouldn't pass muster. So they're going to create the United States version. And a good majority of the coins are not going to be able to go on Binance US. All right? They're not going to be able to bring them out there. The coins that they can install are coins that started as community projects that had no ICO, that just initially just started mining, like Bitcoin. Those coins would qualify. They can instantly put those on if they want. Matters of fact, I know WebDollar had a meeting with Binance just last week in San Francisco to pitch putting WebDollar on Binance US. So whether or not they're successful, I don't know. I'm hoping that they will be. I like WebDollar. All right. Now, having said that, with Electronium associating itself with non-governmental organizations, comes with a lot of, and it's been accepted, and they're going to start to use it. There's going to be a lot of gravitas that comes with that. There's going to be a lot of weight. There's going to be a lot of promotion, and you know Binance likes to promote. And they're going to be looking for coins that they can put on the environment in the United States. Electronium being a KYC compliant, Electronium being involved with NGOs. I can't imagine why Binance US would not want to add Electronium. But I can't tell you whether or not Electronium has done that interaction. I would tend to think it would have been a wise thing to alert Binance to let them know what's going on and see if you can add them. So I would tend to say you have a much better chance that they may be on Binance US than they would not be. But we'll see what happens. I'm sure they're up to their eyeballs as it is, but they could use an exchange like that in the United States. All right. Let's see what else we got here. It's Jerry, my good friend Jerry. Jerry made those fantastic paintings that I got and I showed off in one of the videos the other day. I bought from him in France and he shipped them out. One of the only French guys I actually like. Jerry is a solid guy. So Jerry's saying, "Hello, Dino. Just woke up. Happy to see Electronium in the green." And back to the app. Good morning there. I haven't gotten to bed yet. 4 o'clock in the morning. I got to make that happen somehow. Let's see what else we got here. Exchange of most coins are not the other. Yep. Relax is saying, yep, they'll need coins for the U.S. exchange, as most coins on the regular Binance will not be eligible. You are smarter than the average bear. I'm so glad you're on my chat. And you are ding ding correct. Absolutely. Congratulations to you. All right. Let's see what else we got. What's that? Oh, Electronium! Wow, look at all the dollars! Right. Let's see what else we got here. What I may do is get together some questions and I'll get them out to you, Andre, and then maybe you can get an official answers for me or something. As we go along, there'll be some technical. We'll want to take the nuts and bolts apart and see what's inside. We might have some more technical questions as we go along, but don't want you to get you in trouble or anything. So I want to make sure you get it all approved that you can answer. But we'll put together a list and send them out to you, or Chris, whoever the best person to send it to. Let's see. All right, so I think we got all the good stuff. I hope I answered all your questions. We'll cut this. I think we've been talking for a bit of time. I appreciate, please, drop that like button. Do that now for me. Give me, cut me a break. Give me a like, comment, and subscribe down below. You know, makes me get up at 4 or 3 o'clock in the morning so I can bring this stuff to you, and I can only make that happen, you know, if you're putting that and clicking that like button for me. Like I said in the last video, I feel like a trained monkey going, please sir, can I have a like? And if you didn't like the video, hit unlike. Just hit anything. The more interaction I have, the better off I am, and then I could be here for you guys, alright? So knock that out for me, do me that favor, and I will talk with you guys again. I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight and going over this good stuff. See you next time. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's fun. I love you guys. Thanks.